The following program contains language, topics, and themes not intended for a younger audience or for pansy-ass liberals who need these type of trigger warnings. Viewer discretion is advised. It's time for the most outrageous, controversial, and politically incorrect show on the internet. So put your virtual hands together for Carmine Sabia and Mike Sarno, those damn Jersey guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Those Damn Jersey Guys. I'm your host, Carmine Sabia, along with Mike Sarno, and we got a humdinger of a show for you today. Crying Chuck Schumer himself is going to be on the show. But we're going to talk about Brett Kavanaugh and the whole wild week in Washington. Before we begin, I want to ask you guys, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. Those two things help us so much. If you support President Trump, the MAGA movement, you got to help us out. Now, Mike, I want to ask you, we got Justice Brett Kavanaugh on the bench. Celebrities were out in force and failed again, just like they did in the election. What did you think about what they did this week?
Well, when I think of politics, I think Jim Carrey. I mean, doesn't everybody? You know, I also think Kathy Griffin. Well, there's one of the brilliant minds of our time. Here's my idea for them. Listen, go do your job. And that's making us, I guess, if you will, laugh to an extent, okay? But that's your job. Your job is not to talk about politics.
Well, in their defense, Mike, they did make me laugh a lot this week. The tantrums, the whining, the videos begging. You see Sarah Silverman's video begging, do the right thing. They did the right thing, Sarah. What they did was they wanted evidence before they convicted a man in the court of public opinion. You cannot have a situation where somebody says something and that's it. Because they're a woman, because they have a uterus, that's the end-all and be-all. There is no more corroboration needed.
I have a question for you, Carmine. Who's Sarah Silverman?
That's a damn good question. She's Jimmy Kimmel's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, so Jimmy Kimmel's ex-girlfriend is now a political pundit. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, she has her own show on Netflix that nobody watches.
Oh, okay. Well, then listen. I don't blame millions and millions of liberals listening to this airhead because obviously she doesn't know what she's talking about. You know, last I checked, you're presumed innocent until proven guilty. I mean, but not anymore, apparently. The liberals have now turned that around. You're guilty. Now prove to me that you're innocent. Does that make any sense to anyone?
And it's an impossible conundrum. You can't prove a negative, especially from 35 years ago. It's not like today where you have the paper trail and the social media trail and there'd be pictures from the party on Instagram and Twitter. This is 35 years ago in the 80s. It was an impossibility to prove. They wanted us to hang this guy based on their belief that this woman was telling the truth. And the point of the matter is, we fought the good fight. You know, I think, Mike, and you've said this before, it's time to take the gloves off. Dan Bongino said it as well. We have to fight fire with fire. It's a street fight. The liberals have been fighting it as a street fight for decades, and we've been fighting it with Marcus of Queensberry rules.
And as you just said, that I have been saying this for years now, that we have got to stop being a punching bag. Let me tell you something. When you're in a schoolyard and the bully beats up on you, the only way that bully stops beating up on you is if you start beating on him. If you're a punching bag, okay, you are going to continue to get beat up and beat up and beat up. So guess what, everybody? Dan Bongino, myself, Mike Sarno, and Carmine Sabia are correct. You have got to take the gloves off. You have got to now stand up and fight back. The time has come to fight back, Republicans.
And thank God for President Donald Trump. He not only changed the Republican Party, he saved the Republican Party. The Republicans, quote unquote, that you still see on CNN, your Anna Navarros and your Max Boots, these guys still want to play by the, go ahead and hit me, and I'll come back and I'll say, "That was very not nice, sir," and you'll keep hitting me. President Trump taught us how to fight and win. Justice Brett Kavanaugh used that when he testified. He took the gloves off. He came out swinging for the fences, and he won. President Trump's way works, and it's time Republicans started realizing it and get aboard this Trump train, because it's left the station, and you better catch up.
Well, I mean, that's exactly right, because here's the thing. You cannot let them walk all over you like they have been doing for decades, and you just stand there and keep on taking it. This has got to stop right now. Donald Trump has awoken America to this, okay? These liberals want to literally bash your skull in, and they don't think nothing of it.
Mike, let's take a look at exactly what you're talking about. Here's a clip from a bunch of wackos banging on the Supreme Court door.
Shut it down! 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 Shut it down!
You see right there, people falling to their knees, banging on the Supreme Court door, chanting like zombies, some of them purple hair, not a guy in that crowd weighing over 140 pounds. They've taken away masculinity. President Trump is bringing it back, and he's bringing it back strong.
Well, as you know, I call them spaghetti arms, because they don't even know what a weight is, they don't know what a push-up is, and they don't know what masculinity is. I blame their parents, because not for nothing, Carmine, their parents are most likely pot-smoking hippies from the 60s and the 70s. So, you know what? That apple doesn't fall too far from a tree, does it?
No, it doesn't. And speaking of wimpy bastards, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for...
Today's special guest.
Welcome to the show, Crying Chuck. It's nice to have you here.
Now, what are you doing talking to me that way already? Don't make me cry.
Come on, Carm, don't talk to a senator that way. Okay, now, Senator Crybaby.
Now, you see what's going on here? You're both picking on me.
Okay, calm down. So, Justice Kavanaugh has been confirmed to the Supreme Court. What do you think went wrong?
Well, the next time I leak a letter, I won't use that senile Dianne Feinstein to do it. I mean, it's a shame that I leaked a letter. I mean, that she leaked a letter.
Yeah, I think you gave something away there, Senator Schumer, but I'm going to let that go. Right now, we have a booming economy. The stock market is doing fantastic. We have the lowest unemployment in 49 years and are on the verge of peace with North Korea. How do you plan to take back power when President Donald Trump has been this successful?
Resist.
Resist what, Senator?
Well, we haven't figured that part out yet, but with great political minds like Alyssa Milano and Kathy Griffin and Rosie O'Donnell and Chelsea Handler on our team, how can we lose?
Senator McConnell has bested you at every opportunity. What would it be worth to you to win back the Senate?
Oh, baby, do you know what it's worth? I've been a sellout since the day of my birth. George Soros pays me on the first. I don't care that my soul is cursed.
That's an interesting answer, Senator. What is your plan for taking back the Senate?
No more questions, no more questions. I have to get to Master Soros' house for a barbecue and a spanking because I failed him.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your senator from New York, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, Crying Chuck Schumer. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this week on Those Damn Jersey Guys. As always, check out our other episodes and make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys. That is so important to continuing this show. And make sure you share it with your friends. Take care, everybody.
Your support is important. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. If you don't have any friends, share with strangers.